The future is a decision you make. A few decades ago, a psychologist called Solomon Asch ran a fascinating experiment where he put one participant in a room with 7 other people who were secretly working with the experimenter. The task was really simple. It was to measure the length of one line and match it with the 3 other options. Now, it seems really straightforward, and all the participants were told to answer out loud so everyone would hear the responses. And that one participant was told to go last, so he would hear everyone speak first. Now, here's a twist. In the first few rounds, 7 other people answered correctly. After a certain trial, they started answering the same intentional wrong answers, so that to see if the participant would either conform with the majority or trust their own beliefs. The results were fascinating. Around 75% of the participant conformed to the majority, knowing the answer was obviously incorrect. Later, they also admitted that they knew the answer was wrong, but they just didn't want to stand out. How often do you stay silent when your opinion might be questioned? How often do you neglect your own opinions because you don't want to stand out in a group of people? Us humans are influenced by the choices that we make, but those choices are also influenced by psychological forces that those people in that laboratory were going through. Cultures and the world around us, people around us, the society that we grow up in, subconsciously change the thought and the decisions that we make every single day. During the Cold War, the United States had discovered that the Soviet Union were installing nuclear missiles in Cuba, just 150 kilometers away from the United States. Now, this threatened all nations around because it could have easily turned into a nuclear torpedo. Just after a few days, both parties started getting prepared for a nuclear war. At one point, there was a decision that had to be made. This is Vasily Arkhipov. He decided to wait and recognize the pressures that he were going through and decided to not launch a nuclear weapon when he was told to. Based on misinformation, miscalculation, and incomplete intelligence was the stake of millions of people's lives. But he chose to recognize that pressure and recognize the forces that he were put onto with the psychological forces and stopped and recognized those and had the ability to pause and make a different decision. The thoughts we allow to grow today are the ones that will shape the world we live in tomorrow. Naturally, every generation inherits the decisions and the world that the previous one leaves us with. But now we have the choice to shape our futures. If we recognize that there are psychological forces that we subconsciously conform to, we understand that we have to unlock the ability to pause and question every decision that we make, to actually remind ourselves that the choices that we're making are actually ours, not of what the society tells you to. I'll give you a personal example. I grew up in Thailand, but my parents are both Indian. So traditionally, I was supposed to get married by the age of 23, 24. My sister did so. I'm 21. You can imagine the pressure that I'm going through. But I paused and I questioned myself what I really wanted to do. Do I want to get married to a guy in a few years and lead a life really differently than what I actually want? Or do I want to pursue my ambitions? I chose my ambitions. Anyway, decide your future by refusing to accept whatever that you feel is not yours to have. Thank you.